That's it! Patrick, your genius is showing.
Where?
Patrick, your genius is showing, and then he covers his... Wait, what? Why is this joke in a children's cartoon? What's up YouTube friends, I'm your host Joss and welcome back to Top 10 Beyond the Screen. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and make sure you stick around until the end of the video where I will do some comment shoutouts. For now, let's talk about the yellow sponge character a lot of us grew up watching. There seems to be a routine happening these days where fans like to ruin our childhood and come up with dark theories about our favorite movies or cartoons. Well, SpongeBob SquarePants is now on that list, and today I'm exposing the top 10 dark theories about SpongeBob SquarePants. Let's get started. Starting off our crazy list in the number 10 spot is the theory that SpongeBob and his friends are all on drugs. This theory is not too far of a stretch considering some of the animators were probably on drugs when they were coming up with half the stuff in SpongeBob. There are definitely some characters that seem like they could have some sort of drug addiction. For starters, SpongeBob is always bouncing off the walls, has a crazy imagination, and loves blowing bubbles and catching jellyfish. He's clearly on some kind of hallucinogenic all the time like shrooms or acid. Squidward on the other hand must be into heroin or another downer drug because he's always super moody, avoids eye contact, and would rather play music than deal with people. The theory continues that MR.KRABS and Miss Puff are the cocaine users who are super intense and on edge all the time. One is constantly paranoid about his money and the other about SpongeBob crashing her boat. And then of course there's Patrick, a classic stoner stereotype. He's laid back, loves doing nothing, and constantly has the munchies. Someone set these guys up with some rehab. Coming into number 9 with the theory that Squidward's penis is literally on his face. Although most people consider Squidward a squid for obvious reason, he's actually an octopus. Steven Hillenburg, the creator of SpongeBob, verified that Squidward is actually an octopus because they liked the shape of the head better. But Squidward only has 6 legs, not 8 like an octopus. So really, he's neither. Either way, he has another defining feature that seems a little out of place: his nose. Fans have created the theory that Squidward's nose is actually his penis, hence why he never felt the need to wear pants in the show. The theory goes even further to say that a squid and octopus have their reproductive organs in their head very near to their beak. So basically Squidward's beak is actually his penis. Maybe that explains why he's such a dickhead all the time. At number 8 we have the theory that MR.KRABS is a cannibal. You know how MR.KRABS keeps his Krabby Patty formula as a super top secret? Well, there may be more to his reasoning than just trying to prevent Plankton from getting his dirty little hands on the recipe. Everyone in Bikini Bottom is addicted to the Krabby Patties, but they might not be if this theory is true. What if Krabby Patties were made from actual crabs? Think about it. The only other crab we ever see on the show is MR.KRABS' mother, with the occasional out-of-town crab. So where are the rest of them? In the patties! Fans have gone even further to point out the fact that every other item on the menu has the key ingredient in the name, which would mean that Krabby Patties are in fact made of crabs. That's just sick. Sliding into the number 7 spot is the theory that the Karate Choppers episode is a metaphor for sex. Tell me I have a dirty mind, but this theory seems pretty legit. In season 1 of SpongeBob, there's an episode called Karate Choppers where he and Sandy become obsessed with doing karate. The fan theory basically suggests that you replaced every instant of karate with the word sex. Allow me to demonstrate. I'm gonna do a replay of the episode, and every time I say the word karate, in your head replace it with the word sex, okay? Here we go. SpongeBob looks around for Sandy because he wants to do karate with her. She's not there, so he settles in to watch some TV, but then Sandy sneaks up on him and starts engaging him in some karate. Later that night, SpongeBob tries to do phone karate with Sandy over the phone, but she blows him off. Then they proceed to do karate in public places like the supermarket and outdoors. SpongeBob becomes so distracted with his obsession for karate that he can't even focus at work. As you can see, there might be something to this theory. Moving on to number 6, we have the theory that Bikini Bottom is a result of nuclear testing. One of the most talked about fan theories says that Bikini Bottom resides under Bikini Atoll, which is a coral reef in the Marshall Islands, where the United States did a fair share of nuclear testing in the 40s and 50s. Apparently Nickelodeon acknowledged the connection at some point, but no mention of Bikini Atoll appears on the website any longer. The theory continues to say that all the SpongeBob characters are all goofy looking because they are all mutations due to the nuclear radiation. It sure would explain how weird everyone is and the fact that they can even talk at all. Which, oddly enough, the government compiled data on the effects of radiation on undersea wildlife following the nuclear testing at Bikini Atoll. This seems a little fishy. Halfway through the list at number 5 is a theory that SpongeBob's main characters represent the 7 deadly sins. The 7 deadly sins are cardinal sins taught within Christianity. Behaviors or habits are what classify these sins. The theory goes that gluttony belongs to Gary the snail, the bottom feeder who never stops eating. Lust could belong to either SpongeBob, who's obsessed with getting his driver's license, or Pearl, who's boy crazy. Greed is clearly Mr. Krabs, who once sold SpongeBob's soul for 62 cents. Sloth is given to Patrick because we all know no one is lazier than him. Wrath should probably be Squidward's middle name since he hates SpongeBob and Patrick so much. And envy goes to Plankton, who envies the success of Mr. Krabs and is always trying to steal that Krabby Patty formula. And then we have pride, which plays out in Sandy, who thinks she's hot stuff because she's from Texas and all. Now, it's probably unlikely that these behaviors were intended to represent the 7 deadly sins, but it's still a dark theory that fans are sticking by. In number 4, we have the theory that SpongeBob is about pre-World War II Germany. This disturbing fan theory puts SpongeBob and his crew in the setting before the rise of Hitler and the Nazis. In this crazy scenario, Squidward represents Hitler, who was fed up with Germany's inferiority complex after World War I. In one of the episodes, Squidville, it's Squidward's dream to live among his kind where sponges and starfish are not welcome. The theory goes that SpongeBob represents the Jews and Patrick represents the average German citizen who has become complacent and resigned to their own fate. We do see that Squidward is an excellent public speaker in the episode Squid on Strike, but we never see him organize a systematic extermination of an entire race. I think it's a bit of a stretch, especially for a kids show. Some even say the creator Steven Hillenburg seems to have German heritage simply because of his last name, so maybe he actually did insert some historical significance in there. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. Another absurd theory at number 3 is the theory that SpongeBob is a tampon. This one is hysterical. Fans have made videos explaining how SpongeBob could in fact be some sort of a tampon. The main evidence behind this theory is number 1, he's crazy absorbent. Like a tampon. He's known as a sponge out of all items that they could have picked, so maybe it was planned? Number 2 is that he lives in Bikini Bottom. Another valid point. And number 3, one of his best friends is named Sandy Cheeks, which is what you get when you sit down in the beach. You guys probably think I'm crazy for this one, and just for the record, I did not make this one up, but it kinda makes sense. Like, just think about it for a second. The number 2 theory is that SpongeBob is meant for adults, not kids. If you've watched SpongeBob as an adult at all, then you've probably realized at least a few of the adult themes that have snuck into episodes here and there. The theory suggests that just about everything under the sea has mature connotations. Fans have taken this theory to the internet, suggesting how things in the cartoon are suggesting adult material. One example they've named to back up this theory is that SpongeBob is a sponge, which is known as a form of contraceptive. And since SpongeBob likes to catch jellyfish, that compares to how a contraceptive likes to catch, well, you get the hint. Now, I could continue to say the inappropriate list of ways that the show implies sexual subjects, but I think I'm gonna leave the rest up to you. The list goes on and ends with the suggestion that all of this takes place in Bikini Bottom, and that alone suggests something that kids should probably not be watching. Here we are, number 1, with the theory that SpongeBob is gay and a threat to children. What? While most of these ridiculous fan theories are all in good fun, this one stands out to be more disturbing than anything. In the Ukraine, the National Commission for the Defense of Morals deemed SpongeBob as a threat to children. Apparently, a psychologist believed the content in the cartoon would turn kids into criminals and perverts because it promotes homosexuality. Keep in mind, this wasn't the first time the cartoon was attacked for being pro-homosexual. It started when the creator pointed out that sponges are asexual. In 2005, an American conservative conservative Christian organization called Focused on Family called SpongeBob insidious after the cartoon was featured in a video promoting tolerance of different cultures and identities, which I think is awesome. In fact, the New York Post found 5 different controversies in the past 15 years where SpongeBob came under fire for offending someone of this. It's just a cartoon, people. Well, there you have it, 10 ridiculous and quite disturbing fan theories of a childhood classic cartoon. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these crazy theories. For now, let's check out some comments from my last video, top 10 most anticipated animated movies of 2019. Tigerverse says, this is going to be the most sarcastic Pikachu we've ever seen. Most definitely. Ryan Reynolds will definitely have some sass in there. Miguel Luna says, I can't believe that one of these movies is coming out on my birthday, September 6th. Can you give me a shout out, please, and thank you. Well, here's a very early birthday shout out. Happy birthday! Crystal Seacrest says, if your dog is anything like my sister's 2 dogs, it's asleep on your bed, taking up all the room and snoring like a boss, lol. You are probably right, my dog is probably definitely snuggled in my bed right now. Question mark says, Will Smith will make a great live action playing as Shrek. Try telling him that. Alright guys, I'm out of here. Don't forget to subscribe while you're here and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I'm your host Joss, and I'll see you next time.